So you're thinking about making the move to beautiful Henderson County in North Carolina. Maybe Hendersonville, Flat Rock, one of our charming mountain communities. But the thought of dealing with a homeowners association has you second guessing. You know, those stories about neighbors nitpicking every blade of grass in your yard or sending you angry letters just because your mailbox is the wrong shade of beige.
I hope not. But we hear this concern a lot. I'm Suzanne and Ryan, and we are a real estate team proudly serving the upstate of South Carolina and Western North Carolina, from Greenville to Asheville and everything in between.
We've helped buyers relocate from all over the country to our scenic and friendly towns and cities. Now let's dive back into this episode. And whether you're coming from Florida, where HOA fees might be eating up $500 to $800 a month of your budget, or you're from California, where communities can charge over $1,000 monthly, whoa. Or even New York, where restricted covenants can feel a little suffocating, we're here to show you that Henderson County offers something refreshingly different when it comes to HOAs.
So I think HOAs can be widely misunderstood, and there's a wide variety of them. So in today's video, we're going to demystify HOAs in our mountain paradise. We'll talk about what they actually do, why some people love them and others avoid them like the plague. But most importantly, we'll show you exactly what areas you can find the perfect home where you can park your RV, raise your chickens, or simply enjoy your property without something breathing down your neck.
And stick around until the end, because we're going to share some insider knowledge about hidden gem communities and areas where HOAs are virtually non-existent. Places where your biggest neighbor's concern might be whether the deer are eating your garden.
So before we dive in of where to avoid HOAs or find the right one for you, let's just quickly cover what an HOA is and why they exist in the first place.
Think about HOA as a mini government for your neighborhood. When developers build out new communities, they often establish these associations to maintain property values and manage any kind of shared amenities. The idea is simple. Everyone chips in a little bit of money and follows certain rules to keep the neighborhood looking pristine and functioning smoothly.
Yeah, so now here's where it gets interesting for our mountain region. The purpose of an HOA can vary dramatically. In some communities, like our luxury gated enclaves, such as Champion Hills or Kenmure, the HOA manages more extensive amenities. So we're talking championship golf courses, tennis courts, swimming pools, fitness centers, and even security services.
But in other neighborhoods, especially some of the communities like Timber Creek or Sugar Hollow, the HOA might simply maintain a small playground or ensure the entrance landscaping stays neat and tidy. You manage a walking trail. The scope is completely different in a much smaller scale.
Yeah, so the key thing to understand is HOAs come with both benefits and restrictions. On the positive side, they can maintain property values, handle exterior maintenance in some cases, maybe provide amenities that you might not want to handle individually, like repaving the roads, or also just creating a sense of community through organized events and some of those consistent standards throughout the neighborhood.
Now, on the flip side, and this is where we see people get frustrated, HOAs can restrict what you can do with your property. They might dictate the paint colors, landscaping choices you can make, whether you can have that workshop in your backyard, or where you can even park your boat or RV. Some folks moving here from more urban areas are shocked to discover they can't even choose their own mailbox or have to take down their holiday decorations after a few days.
That wouldn't fly for me. And that's exactly why understanding your options in Henderson County is so crucial. Because unlike many other parts of the country, we still have incredible flexibility here in the mountains when it comes to those HOAs.
Now let's talk about what makes Henderson County HOAs different from what you might be used to in other parts of the country. Suzanne, what stories have we heard from folks that have relocated from other areas? What are they telling us about their previous HOA experiences?
Oh my goodness. The stories we've heard. So we've heard folks from Florida that were paying $850 a month, which is over $10,000 a year, just for their HOA in a gated community. They had maybe more concierge type amenities, but they also had restrictions on just about everything as well.
And that's fairly typical for coastal Florida, California, or other kind of major city areas or metropolitan areas. But here in Henderson County, the landscape is completely different. Most North Carolina residents pay about $250 a month in HOA fees. But in our mountain communities, you'll find fees that are significantly lower than even the state average. But there are neighborhoods that are as low as $20 a year. Yes, $20 that just take care of the signs. And let's put this into some perspective with real numbers. In Champion Hills, which is one of our premier luxury communities, HOA fees can be over $4,000 a year. Now that might sound high, but remember, Champion Hills is a world-class golf community designed by Tom Fazio, with amenities that would cost you thousands to access individually, even if that was not a private golf course.
Yeah, and if you compare that community to Kenmure, which is another prestigious gated community where HOA fees maybe are around about $2,000 a year, excluding those social dues. They all have different tiers. But those fees also include some of those amenities. They include road maintenance, and they also include, at Kenmure, they have 24-hour gated security.
But here's what really sets us apart, the restrictiveness factor. In other areas of the country, HOAs might dictate everything from the exact species of plants. They might require architectural approval for even changing exterior light fixture or painting your front door.
Our mountain HOAs tend to focus more on the general picture. So maintaining overall property values and community aesthetics without micromanaging every detail of your life. So you'll still find some restrictions, but they're typically more reasonable. For example, they might specify that your home needs to maintain a certain color palette that just complements the natural mountain setting, rather than dictating the exact color or down to that specific brand or even finish.
And if you run afoul, the enforcement approach is generally more light touch and neighborly too. Instead of immediately sending you legal notices, many of our HOA boards will have a friendly conversation first. There's still that mountain hospitality culture here that values working things out person to person and neighbor to neighbor.
Yeah, and the other major difference is amenity expectations. So in expensive coastal markets, HOAs justify those high fees with luxury amenities. So you're thinking like rooftop pools, concierge services, fitness centers, and personal trainers. But here in Henderson County, our HOAs focus more on preserving and enhancing our natural mountain beauty and maintaining those property values.
Now let's dive into some specific examples of what we would consider low-cost, reasonable HOA communities here in Henderson County. These are neighborhoods where you get genuine value for your HOA dollars without breaking the bank.
So the first one that comes to mind is Crooked Creek. And this is a perfect example of an HOA that just makes sense. So picture this. You're driving through on a scenic road with mature trees, and you come to a beautifully maintained entrance with professional landscaping that welcomes you home every day. So not to mention that this community also has an 18-hole golf course that's actually open to the public. So the annual HOA fee is less than $400 per year, which is less than $40 per month.
Yeah, and what you do get for that modest investment is the entrance landscaping we mentioned, which alone would cost individual homeowners hundreds of dollars annually to maintain. There's also a basketball court, community pond that you can fish or even take your kayak out on a morning paddle.
Sounds nice. So the restrictions, in Crooked Creek are minimal and reasonable. They're focused on protecting everyone's investment. So you can't operate a commercial business from your home that generates significant traffic with people coming and going. You need to maintain your landscaping. And if you want to build an addition, it needs like some architectural approval to ensure that it meets that community character. But you can live your life without constant oversight for the most part.
And that's kind of similar to a lot of neighborhoods in our area.
Yeah.
One other one is Sugar Hollow, and it's another gym that offers this kind of incredible value without that crazy oversight. It's a community that sits on larger lots, and we're talking about 1 to 2 acres in many cases. So you get that kind of space, separation, and privacy people crave when they move to the mountains. And the HOA fee here is generally less than $100 per year, and it covers maintenance of the common areas and the community's entrance.
And what I like about Sugar Hollow is that it attracts people who want some organization and property value protection, but also the freedom to kind of truly enjoy their land. You might have neighbors with vegetable gardens or some who keep the natural forest setting virtually untouched. So the HOA guidelines are more about maintaining general property standards rather than actually dictating some of those lifestyle choices.
Yeah, and another one that's along the same line is Timber Creek that rounds out this trio. The neighborhood has an HOA fee of $50 annually, and it's because the roads and trash service are actually maintained by the town of Laurel Park. What's important to understand about these communities in general is that the HOA fees are predictable and reasonable. You're not going to get hit with sudden special assessments for major projects, and the boards are typically made up of neighbors who live in the community year-round and understand the importance of keeping costs manageable instead of being ran by a property management company.
So now let's shift gears and talk about some of our premium HOA communities. So places like Kenmure, Champion Hills, and Carriage Park. These are completely different animals. They are designed more for people who want more resort-style amenities and services as part of their daily life.
Let's start with Kenmure, which is truly a crown jewel of Henderson County. When you drive through those gates or even just on Greenville Highway, you're entering a world where every detail has been kind of carefully planned and thought out. The HOA fee includes road maintenance, garbage collection, and 24-hour security, and they're around $150 per month, depending on where you live. They're around $150 per month for a single-family home, but it does range in there because there are condos and townhomes and single-family homes.
That's right. But here's what that modest fee gets you and why Kenmure commands such premium. You're living in a community where the roads are pristine year-round, your garbage is collected without you having to think about it, and there's professional security that provides some peace of mind there. The community landscaping is maintained by professionals, so everywhere you look, from the golf course to the common areas, everything really is picture perfect. It's very serene.
And realize these two communities, Kenmure and Champion Hills, are golf communities, but you don't necessarily have to participate in the golfing to live there. And continuing with Champion Hills, it represents the kind of the other end of the spectrum in terms of fees, but the amenities may justify every dollar depending on who you are. These HOA fees are around 400 per month for houses and 600 a month for townhomes because they give exterior maintenance included with those typically. We're talking about a championship golf course, tennis facilities, fitness center with a trainer, and all kind of dining options, and it's professionally managed.
What's interesting about Champion Hills is that the HOFs, like most other gated golf communities, don't include the club membership. So if you want to fully participate in the amenities, the good news is that you can choose a social membership, activity-based, and one for golfing.
Yeah, so when you're considering communities like those in Cumer, you need to think about the total cost of the lifestyle. But for people who want world-class golf and those social activities baked in, and the prestige of living in some of the Southeast premier communities, it can be worth the investment. What makes these premium communities special isn't just the amenities, it's the comprehensive lifestyle management. Your HO fees are paying for professional companies that handle everything from snow removal to organizing social events. And if a light bulb burns out in a common area, or if the tennis court needs resurfacing, or the clubhouse needs updating, it all gets handled without homeowners having to organize committees and manage projects.
But with that luxury comes restrictions. So these communities have detailed architectural guidelines. They'll have some landscaping requirements, lifestyle covenants. You might need approval for exterior changes, have restriction on vehicle types or parking, restrictions on fencing. You might be required to maintain your property to specific standards. So for many people, that trade-off is worth it for the peace of mind and lifestyle benefit.
Now, drum roll, let's get to what all of you have been waiting for. Where in Henderson County can you actually live without an HOA at all? Well, the good news is that unlike many rapidly developing areas, we still have plenty of options for HOA-free living.
Let's start with some of our most popular HOA-free areas. Dana is absolutely beautiful and feels like stepping back in time when neighbors knew each other and communities are built around genuine relationships rather than rules and regulations. So picture a winding country roads lined with some mature trees, homes set back on generous lots where you might not even see your neighbors' houses through the apple tree, and a pace of life that really lets you truly unwind from that urban stress.
And in Dana, you'll find everything from charming older farmhouses on several acres to new custom homes built by families who wanted space and privacy. Unless you're in a subdivision, there are no restrictions on outbuildings. So if you want that workshop, barn, garage, your boat and RV out in the drive, you can build whatever makes sense for your lifestyle. Many properties have gardens. Some folks keep chickens or even some kind of animals, and you're likely to see wildlife on a regular basis.
Yes. So on the other side of Henderson County, you've got Etowah, which is another gem for HOA-free living. It offers that perfect balance of rural tranquility with convenient access to some amenities. The town has maintained its small community character, so we're talking about a place where the local pizza place will know your order.
What I love about Etowah is the variety of housing options. You'll find modest homes on half-acre lots near the center of town, or you can go just a few minutes outside and find properties with some acreage along with mountain views, maybe a creek running through it, or enough land to create really whatever private retreat you want.
Yeah, and not too far from Etowah is Mills River, and that's become increasingly popular with people who want HOA-free living, but don't want to sacrifice some of those modern conveniences. You're close enough to Hendersonville and Asheville for shopping and dining, but also far enough out to have some space and freedom. Many of the homes here sit on lots ranging from 1 to 5 acres, giving you room for gardens, outdoor hobbies, or simply enjoying the natural mountain setting and the North Mills River recreation areas close by.
That's right. And the Pisgah Forest area is particularly special for any of you who are outdoor enthusiasts and want HOA-free living. You're literally at the doorstep of Pisgah National Forest and also DuPont State Forest. It has hundreds of miles of hiking trails, waterfalls, some of the best scenery in the Southeast, and lots of mountain biking trails too. Properties here range from cozy mountain cabins to substantial homes designed for people who want to live surrounded in nature.
Yeah, and what's wonderful about these HOA-free areas is the diversity of people you'll meet. You might have neighbors who are retired executives from cities like Charlotte, maybe others who are artists drawn to mountain inspiration, maybe some families who moved here to raise their kids with that more freedom and connection to the outdoors. There's a sense of community that develops naturally rather than maybe being mandated by some association rules.
One thing to keep in mind with HOA-free living is that you'll have more individual responsibility and financial burden. You'll arrange for your own garbage pickup in many cases, maintain your own property and yard and exterior, and handle things like snow removal in your driveway. But for many people, that independence is exactly what they're after.
And let's be honest about pricing. HOA-free properties often offer better value for your money. So more of your housing budget can go toward the home itself. So maybe a larger lot or a better location. So we help clients find beautiful homes on substantial acreage for less than they may pay for a smaller home in an HOA community.
So, how do you decide what's right for your situation? Let's walk through some practical questions we ask our clients to help them make the best choice for their lifestyle and budget.
Yeah. So first, we want you to think about what you want from your neighbors and community. Do you want organized social activities, maintain common areas, and some consistent neighborhood aesthetic? Or do you prefer the freedom to make your own choices and develop relationships organically with your neighbors who respect your independence? But that also means respecting the choices that they make and how they use their property.
Consider your maintenance preferences and abilities also. HOAs can be wonderful if you want someone else handling exterior maintenance like landscaping and just a general community upkeep. But if you enjoy taking care of your property, have ideas about specific landscaping that you want, or just the freedom to make changes without approval, HOA-Free might be your answer.
Budget is obviously crucial, but think about the total cost of ownership. So, a home with a $400 annual HOA fee might actually cost less overall than an HOA-free property, where you pay individually for garbage pickup, landscaping services, or some other property maintenance items. On the other hand, if you're handy and enjoy doing some of your own DIY projects, then the HOA-free route might actually save you some significant money.
Think about your long-term plans too. If you're planning to age in place, an HOA community with maintenance services might become more valuable over time. If you're buying as an investment or want maximum flexibility for future changes, HOA-Free might serve you better. Properties without an HOA may be further from the center of towns and all the services that those brings, whether it's eating at your favorite restaurant, making quick trips to the grocery store, or just easy access to your dentist.
Yeah, and there's something that people don't always consider: resale implications. So, homes in well-managed HOA communities often hold their value better and sell more quickly because buyers know what to expect. There's not as much of a question mark. But HOA-free properties also appeal to a different buyer segment that value maybe freedom and space. So both can be good investments just with the right approach.
And whether you're dreaming of a maintenance-free lifestyle in one of our premier communities like Champion Hills, or looking for reasonable HOA value in neighborhoods like Sugar Hollow, or you're wanting that complete freedom of HOA-free living in places like Dana, Mills River, or other parts of Henderson County, it really is. You can find something for everyone here in Henderson County.
Yeah, the key is working with agents who understand these communities intimately and can help you find the perfect fit for your lifestyle, your budget, and your long-term goals. We've helped many clients make successful transitions to mountain living, and we understand that the HOA decision is often one of the most important factors in finding your ideal home.
That's right. And we've run across some that say, I absolutely, in no uncertainty, do not want an HOA. That's right. And we made that happen. Remember, this isn't just about finding a house. It's about discovering kind of the lifestyle that will make you the happiest when you come to our mountains, whether that's waking up to maintain golf course view or hosting family gatherings in your spacious country kitchen or sipping that morning coffee while watching deer eat all of your plants. We're here to make that happen.
So if you're ready to explore your options in Henderson County, we'd love to have that conversation with you. We offer comprehensive relocation services, a detailed market analysis, and the kind of concierge level service that makes your move as smooth as possible.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insights about relocating to Western North Carolina. We regularly share updates about market conditions, community spotlights, and practical advice for making your mountain living dreams a reality. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you in the mountains.